welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, 7 races to take a look at and again some pretty competitive fields.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. Welcome to our viewers and always a pleasure to be here with you previewing the Wednesday card, Adam.
Let's take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with for this Wednesday card. The movable rail is at 18 metres, a cutaway in the straight as well. In recent time that has suited horses on the speed. We are expecting some showers again here in the west. Running on a good 4 at the moment, but do keep an eye out for that as well. Let's take a look at race number 1. It is over the 1,000 metres, a Class 1 handicap, a 52 plus event, and a pretty good field as well.
Yeah, it's a bit different not to start with a 2-year-old race, but this is a pretty competitive card. We'll have a look at the last start runner-up, TENTERDEN.
Followed by Universal Moon setting after the leader, which is being nursed inside the 250. Nicely clear audience, over 3 in front of TENTERDEN. Stable Secret, Universal Moon. Audience kept going though. It's broken them open, audience. It led by 3 lengths and it looked home from TENTERDEN, Universal Moon, and audience is going to record 2 wins in 2 days. Audience scored from TENTERDEN.
Good performance there by TENTERDEN. Sat a lot closer than we're used to seeing. Normally this horse does rely on speed, which was there in the race, but then attacks the line strongly. But in that more forward position from the good barrier as well, certainly had its chance, beaten by a good horse in the end, Audience, which had that back-to-back victories in the same week. Now, barrier 5, 57 kilos, does go up the weight, but gets a claim now for Clint Johnson-Porter as well. On paper, this has to be your favourite.
Yeah, it was chasing the whole way on that occasion, but still a really good performance behind Audience in the run. We've also got here number 1 AEROZINE. Now, it was backed off the map last start behind Faint Dancer. I expect a better showing here at probably better odds as well.
Well, it's always backed off the map, isn't it? You go through its recent runs, beaten at $3, $3.20, $3.80, $3.80 and $2.20. When I say recent runs, that's going back all the way to May last year as well. It's had the 9 career starts for only 1 victory, but it's jumped favourite in 6 or 7 of those races as well. The concern here has to be barrier 12. Sarah Bonner takes the ride, so the 3 kilo claim is a big advantage. But I'm with you as well. I think when you see a galloper continuously get backed, they know something. Hopefully it comes to the track.
Number 7, of course, Streets of London from the Grant and Alana Williams yard. 5th at Belmont last start behind Conceited, who has since come out and won on a Saturday.
Well, if we want to talk about beaten favourites, this is your specialty. Now, last start jumped to $7, but that's the first time you've got more than $2.50 about this horse. 5 career starts, 3 seconds. They've all been over the 1,000 metres. Stretched out to the 1,200 last start. Was a fair enough performance, beaten 3.5 lengths by Conceited, as you mentioned, which is a Saturday winner now as well. So those form lines hold up. Back to 1,000. The blinkers go on. I'm going to give it another chance here, and we're not getting $2.50, which is a bonus. A nice each-way price. So number 7, Streets of London on top. From at number 11, Kalita. Number 7, PUYSIEUX. And number 3, TENTERDEN.
I've got the favourite on top, Adam. Number 3, TENTERDEN. From the 7, Streets of London. Should sharpen up with the blinkers on. From the 6, PUYSIEUX. And number 5, PEGGIE'S MAREE.
Race number 2 here at Belmont Park. It is over the 1,400 metres for the now 3-year-olds. So we're hoping that they can continue with their progression and take that next step, Mark.
Yeah, no longer babies, Adam, these 3-year-olds. A decent field here as well. We'll have a look at the replay of last start runner-up, Dusty Storm, here and second behind Gangbuster.
The General HANSEN going up now, challenging, and a rails run coming the way here on the cutaway for Dusty Storm, and Harvey pulls the whip on, no say in it, and right behind it now searching for the way through is Gangbuster. 150 left to go. General HANSEN, Golgotha, Dusty Storm and Gangbuster. Dusty Storm, Gangbuster. It's Gangbuster striking the lead. Gangbuster first up.
An intriguing runner here, Dusty Storm. I think when we went through those early campaigns, we expected just to be a fair horse that maybe a Pinjarra and Northam could have a bit of a showing there. But the last 3 runs, beaten by Miss Lawrence, which I think is a nice type for the Wolf stable, then beat Royal Missile, and then finishing a length behind Gangbuster, which is good form lines as well. Now you add the 2 kilo claim to Aaron Mitchell on a day where you want to be on speed. We know that Paul Jordan runners do exactly that. I think Dusty Storm's one that can certainly play a part in the top 4.
Yeah, definitely. I think he really enjoys being at Belmont too. He has had that one failure at Belmont behind Next Generation, but it's probably all a bit new for him back then. I think now it's out to 1,400 as well. Paul Jordan mentioned that when he won at Belmont as well, he'll get 1,400 metres, no worries. So if it is a little bit leader bias on the day, if you can tell from race 1, I'd definitely give this horse a chance. We've also got in the race number 7, Burning Magic. I'm a big fan of these Parnham 2 and 3-year-olds. They're always ready to go, and they're always just mature. This horse last start behind Rich Red was super and running on.
Yeah, it was a strong run, wasn't it, over the 1,300 metres. Was back in the field on that occasion and got within 2 lengths of Rich Red. That was with the 54 kilos. Goes up 1.5 kilos here as well. But from barrier 5, should get a nice run. There's good speed in the race, and I think the 1,400 metres is ideal.
Number 8, Queen's Parade. There was always that question of it first up over 1,400 metres. We know she's got the ability ability. This filly by Dalgar, she's got the ability, but second up here over 1400 metres, should be match fit and hopefully ready to go.
There's not too often you hear William Pike get off a horse and just say, I got it wrong, and he did exactly that. He put his hands up pretty early when we were in the mounting yard. We got to hear some of those discussions, and he was slipped at the start, and then he's decided to try to push her out. He's pushed her forward, had to use her quite early, then he's had to push her again wide at the turn, and I think that was just the difference in the end. You saw at the top of the straight, she really knuckled down, but then she just didn't have anything to give at that, with the final 200 metres to go. As you said, with the 1400 metres under her belt, now with a 2 kilo claim to Jordan Turner as well, and just the 53, I think she can be winning this race, and I do have her on top here from number 6, Something Big, 1 Dusty Storm and 7 Burning Magic.
I've got the one on top, Adam, Dusty Storm from the 7 Burning Magic. Number 8, Queen's Parade, as you mentioned. The Dalgars seem to be going very, very well in Australia. From the 6, Something Big.
Race number 3 at Belmont Park, it is Perth. Race number 7 for our Singapore viewers. It's a 1200 metre event for the 3-year-olds. And what makes this race really interesting, Mark, there's a lot coming in here with trials, but the ones that we've seen have all drawn wide gates. So it's hard now to wait at where they're going to be and how they're going to get their nice run that they're looking for.
Very intriguing, and of those first starters, some very, very smart types in there. But we'll have a look at the replay of one with race experience, number 10, Lizzie, running second to Pinjarra behind Mrs. Brown's Boy.
Followed by Magic Las Vegas and Final Salute headed the remainder. Super Exceed quickly put up 2 lengths. Lizzie, who's battling away. Mrs. Brown's Boy runs on down the middle. Further back, Magic Las Vegas, the favourite, now being tested with 100 to go. Super Exceed quickly gathered in on the outside by Mrs. Brown's Boy. Mrs. Brown's Boy races away from Lizzie. Final Salute, but it's Mrs. Brown's Boy.
She looks to be another nice type. This filly by Regano, we've seen a couple of them now here in the West as well. I thought the run behind Mrs. Brown Boy was really good as well. I think there was a nice victory in a horse that's certainly going to be on the up. Barrier 3, 55 kilos, should get a really nice run throughout, and that's, as we mentioned, some of the better horses drawn wide. I think you have to give her a big tick for this race.
Yeah, the Pierces had Delavadova in the same colours, run very well at 100 to 1 the other day, so watch out for this one. First race start, she'll take plenty of improvement from that run. We've also got number 9 there, Mount Charlotte, one of the first starters. Now, this horse's trials have been impressive. Most recent trial was behind Queen's Parade, who we mentioned in the previous race. I think that this filly can give this race a real good shake.
Certainly a winning chance, there's no doubt about that. As you mentioned, the trial was really good. That was on a heavy track as well, so should have plenty of fitness from that. Barrier 1, Paul Harvey taking right to 57 kilos. I think this colt by Statue of Liberty can certainly run a race and win on debut as well.
Number 16, Magnascope, gets the run, the second emergency from the Ted Martinovich stable. Now, ran a nice race at Belmont a couple of starts back, and most recently at Pinjarra, led them up, but that wasn't his go.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't on that occasion, but you go through these form lines, beaten under 4 lengths by Sweet Aura and then beaten under 2 lengths by Rich Red, and they're the form lines we were looking at when we previewed the first race, and we're happy to suggest that some of the horses or the second race as well. Barrier 12 gets the run, Clint Johnson Porter on board, nice each way price. I'm happy to put this on top, number 16 Magnascope, from number 10 Lizzie, 1 Night Watchman and 2 4 White Fox.
I'm going the 9 on top, this colt by Statue of Liberty, Mount Charlotte, from the 10 Lizzie, number 11 Taken High and 16 Magnascope.
Race number 4, it's Perth. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1700 metres, and only a small field here, Mark, but we've got some good types as well. We've talked about MUSGAZE for a while. Secret Doubt, of course, drops back from the Belmont Oaks as well. Call 911, a horse that will want to stretch out to the 2,000 metres, and even Van der Lago, I know that we've had in our numbers in recent times as well at each way odds.
Yeah, look at the size there as well. Not a single doubt out of Covertly for Secret Doubt, and Call 911 by Savabeel. Some nice types in this race, but let's have a look at last start winner, number 3 MUSGAZE, one of William Pike's 135 winners for the season.
Judge the leader, a half a length. Klondike Kenny wanting to lay in. They brush together. 2 lengths behind them. Then MUSGAZE followed by Indefatigable. And then Hidden Grace. Bergio headed the remainder down inside the 200. Klondike Kenny got the nose in front. The run comes for MUSGAZE. Indefatigable and Hidden Grace are down the outside. But MUSGAZE races clear from them in the final part. And MUSGAZE draws away to win.
She'd been screaming out for this for a while. I think we'd had her on top leading into a couple of races before that. She jumped to the 2 to 20 favourite at the start before, $4.60 for this start. Just a really nice ride by William Pike over the 1400 metres, and she attacked the line strongly. Brent Albuino has mentioned that he always thought she was going to get further. She's raced over the 1650 when she was that 220 favourite. Now the 1700 metres here. Lucy Warwick, she's back. She's been travelling with her suspension as well. She'll be fresh, and I think this filly can certainly win.
Yeah, 2 starts ago, we were questioning the form when beaten 3.5 lengths by Maserati. We were questioning that form behind Lord Conrad, and MUSGAZE was beaten on that occasion when probably should have won, but it was a nice win last start beating Hidden Grace. We've also got in the race number 4 Secret Doubt. Now, as you mentioned, Adam, dropping back from the Belmont Oaks. as I mentioned, a really well-bred type out of covertly the Railway Stakes winner.
Certainly is, and we've mentioned before, this horse just needs to get everything right, this 4-year-old mare, and she needs that nice barrier to get the nice tracking in the race. You take a look at the form lines, beaten a nose by Pin Sun, 1 length by Famous Sunday, and 2 lengths by Capricorn Dancer, then went to the Oaks and wasn't disappointing. He was only beaten 6 lengths by Ros Martini and was always going to be too far, but barrier 5, 57 kilos, should get a nice run. It's had 2 attempts at the track and distance, placed on both occasions. I think again has to be in your top 4.
Number 2, Warzar, out of the Steve Wolf stable. Surprised we haven't mentioned one of his horses already, but the stable's just flying and they know how to find a really nice horse. Every horse in the stable is running well. This horse is no exception. There's a little bit of X factor about this horse. I know he's 5 years old, but that win a couple of starts ago showed that he does have ability. He's just got to put it together and take that next step.
Yeah, it does need to take the next step. That's the big key here. He's had 21 career starts, has won 3 of the races, but that's included some Albany runners. Was a winner at Pinjarra, beating Wichita Linesman, which got question marks about that form liner as well. Beaten 6 lengths by Maserati, so then you take a look at horses like MUSGAZE, only beaten 3 lengths. Does need to improve. Peter Hall takes the ride. Barrier 2 a big plus though, but as I said, I'm going to go with the 4-year-old mare here, MUSGAZE, to go back to back from number 4, Secret Doubt, 9, Van der Lago, and 6, Maximus Mac.
I've got the 4 on top, Adam. Secret Doubt dropping in class. I think it's a big chance here. From the 3, MUSGAZE, number 2, Warzar, and 5, Call 911.